I think of correlative science as a way to maximize the efficiency of use of samples that are collected in clinical trials. Those samples to me represent a person's life. And if we can extract as much information out of that sample that was so preciously donated by that person who is suffering, we're returning some of the favor that they're doing by donating a piece of their body to us. What we try to do through this group is ask questions that could be asked of the samples that are being collected during the clinical trial. So for example, a clinical trial for an anti-cancer compound is going on for a particular cancer type. That trial is collecting blood, but is collecting also tissue to look at histology, to look at the progression, pharmacological progression of that therapy. But that question is only being asked for that particular pharmaceutical or that particular biomarker for that clinical trial. And so what we do in this correlative working group is we say, well, what other questions could you ask of that very valuable sample? The responsibility that we take is great because we're trying to maximize the efficiency of use of those very precious samples. So by being involved in the clinical trials working group, we get to start asking questions relevant to the clinical trial, but we also start to ask questions and understand what are capabilities that could be relevant at other campuses. So, for example, the Binley Bioscience Center has a really robust infrastructure for mass spectrometry-driven metabolomic and proteomic analysis. That's great. But what about our partner institutions? What facilities do they have? What expertise do they have that could complement those facilities that are here at Purdue? And we could ask bigger, greater questions. We can start developing ideas that could be relevant for other types of cancers as well, and be prepared for when we design clinical trials to say, we have all these resources available. Let's start asking what the correlative questions could be from the design point of view, and we could start implementing and planning for those questions as well.